Welcome back to our Election Night special. Kevin, we were talking about the fact that we did not have any surprises yet. During our break, that changed a little bit. We got to look at Florida for a second here.
It did a little bit. Let's bring that up for you guys. We've got 29 electoral votes. Currently, President Obama is only 14,000 votes ahead in Florida. That's a 50-50 split right there. It doesn't get any closer than that. 81% of the total vote is counted there in Florida, so it looks like we could have a big one soon. This is big. I don't know. We're just hoping that Florida does not have any problems with their ballots. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, again, a little surprising to me, if not very.
I'm just hoping for another, we don't want another Bush v. Gore. That's the last thing that we want here.
I know that we want to take another update and look at Indiana, too. I know we have a graphic for that. There's some news coming in from Indiana that we had during the break. Now, Indiana was a little further ahead with their votes than Florida was last time.
We've got Indiana at 11 electoral votes. It was pretty much going to be a shoo-in for Romney because it had a lot of support in that it's a very industrial state, so we've got a lot of electoral votes coming from blue-collar voters. However, that's a little bit different in Indiana. 11 electoral votes. We've got 1.7 million counted, and it's going to be President Barack Obama losing to Romney by the look of it, 56% to 42%, and that's 66% of the vote in right now. Yeah.
Still a little bit closer than bashing someone. It's at 42.
You would say, but I mean, as I said, Indiana, it was a clear-cut Romney win.
So I really think our biggest surprise so far is definitely Florida. I think right now the only thing we're looking at is Florida in terms of something we wouldn't necessarily expect.
That's true. I mean, for Florida to be so close as it is right now, that just goes to show how much campaigning really made a difference this election.
Now we touched on it in our last segment here. Illinois, obviously, going to Barack Obama, as we all expected. But we do have a little update from them as well. I know that we want to take a look at Illinois once we can get that graphic up, just to kind of talk about some of the newest developments in the state of Illinois.
That's true.
Just to kind of preview what we're going to have for the rest of the show and the rest of this block, we also have an interview with someone supporting a big movement in Minnesota right now.
That is.
Something that a lot of people are aware of.
It is a referendum that is going to be a vote against gay marriage. It's going to be a big referendum that would amend the Constitution, so it's definitely something that we want to look forward to tonight.
So we're going to have that coming up, and I know that we have the Illinois graphic up right now. 31% and 20 electoral votes. Obama bashing.
Bashing as always. He's there in Chicago right now with his family. It looks like that they're going to be having some get-together at the U.S. Cellular Arena, or my apologies, the United Center. So that's going to be something.
You were stuck in Milwaukee.
I was stuck in Milwaukee there for a second. Oh well, that happens.
Now, obviously, you mentioned this earlier. Something that we, especially here at MUTV, are really looking forward to is the results from Wisconsin. I was just on Twitter during the break. A lot of different people were looking at NBC, CBS. They're all calling Obama for Wisconsin right now. Do we have a graphic for Wisconsin? I don't know if we can pull that up right now. It looks like yeah. So we got 3% in, not that much, but. Oh, Romney ahead a little bit now.
Okay, that's a little bit surprising. More than likely, though, those are coming from rural areas that are going to be voting for more Romney. We probably don't have a Madison, Wisconsin in yet, or Milwaukee. Typically, the urban areas in Wisconsin are clearly going to vote Democratic. So it's something that we really want to look forward to tonight. Also, as we said earlier, we're going to be looking for Tammy Baldwin and Tommy Thompson vote. Hopefully that will come in soon because that's a big election here. It's been very divisive, and we're going to talk about that one a little bit later. But as far as Barack Obama is concerned in Wisconsin, as you see, we've got 4% in now, 122,000 votes total counted. Now Romney is jumping ahead, 6% more. What do you think about that?
A little bit more, but what you just mentioned is those numbers can be a bit misleading because some of the votes are going to come in earlier than others, obviously, and they may not be from the areas that really are going to have an effect on Obama. So we're going to have to see throughout the show. Now, Kevin, I do have to ask you one thing. Did you vote today?
I did vote. I did vote. It was actually a pretty short line considering. What about you, Max? Were you able to get a nice vote in?
I got a vote in. I was there about 11:30. Didn't wait too long. I heard people complaining about long lines all day long, but for me it was really like 30 minutes. Went in, voted, got my sticker and everything. I do know that now we're going to toss to Theo, who is Theo Sinslak. He's a contributor to MUTV, also a political analyst. He knows a lot about politics. We want to bring him on. He's a call-in. So Theo, are you there?
Sure.
Hey, Theo.
Right now, Florida is neck and neck, stuck at exactly 50%, 50 divide. We're at 49.6% for both. It's probably going to be stuck like that until the end. We're probably looking at a recount tomorrow. In fact, could be another Florida. We're also looking at Wisconsin with only 1% of the vote. NBC has already called us for Obama, and we'll see how it goes. Marquette Law poll predicted a spread of 8 points in Obama's favor, but we'll see how that turns out.
Now, are you surprised by what's going on in Florida right now?
Say again?
Yeah, are you surprised by what's going on in Florida right now?
Florida, we predicted it was going to be neck and neck. Nate Silver's New York Times prediction said it was going to be a little bit more solidly blue. In the latest polling we're seeing now, that's turning out to be a little true. Obama's edging out just by a point of a percent, with 80% of precinct reporting. So it's possible that we could end up with the predicted result.
So, Theo, my question is, I just want to ask you a general question. What do you see happening during this election? Who's going to win this one?
Personally, I believe in Nate Silver. He's been doing pretty predictable polling as of late. He predicts that there's a 90.2% chance of Obama winning this election. That's a little bit more generous than a lot of other reports have laid credence to, but I do think Obama's going to take it. He's going to take Ohio, Wisconsin, when we have all our precincts reporting, Pennsylvania, and maybe even Colorado, though that one's not entirely sure.
Now, Theo, by the look of it, should Obama take Florida, it's pretty much a clear-cut Obama win, is it not?
In terms of Florida, that one's still rough to say. The Nate Silver polling indicated that it would. But of course, that was just polling. We're not entirely sure how it's going to go. It's just at this point, it's just too close to call.
And in Pennsylvania, they're now projecting that's going to be an Obama win. That was one of the states that Mitt Romney tried to make a little push towards the end of the election. Was that just political bantering, or was that actually a possible win for Mitt Romney, looking at the election and how it played out? Was it worth going to Pennsylvania in the end?
Well, some have been projecting that this was a move by Obama's camp to try to lure the Romney camp into campaigning their last few days in Pennsylvania by trying to convince them that Pennsylvania could be a Republican win. From what I've been hearing, Obama has an extremely strong ground game in Pennsylvania, making that incredibly unlikely. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Theo, for all of your political analysis. We appreciate taking your time out of this election night to speak with us.
No problem. Have a good one.
You as well.
We've been saying it all night, hashtag MU election. So we're definitely a show that's focusing on social media, and that's exactly what we want to do right now. Let's shoot over to Lisa for your latest tweet updates about the election. Lisa?
Welcome back to your social media updates. In this segment, we have some celebrity tweets for you, and let me tell you, they're quite opinionated. First, we have Ellen DeGeneres. She says, if you want to see a change, vote. If you want equal rights, vote. If you want deals on holiday sweaters, go to JCPenney's and then vote. She got a response saying, love it, shopping, then voting. I see some people have their priorities. Moving on to Lady Gaga, she said, if you're old enough to vote for the first time, exercise your right today. It matters and it can change the world. Someone responded and said, that's why I love her. She's using her voice for a good cause. And I agree with her. Every vote counts, and if it's your first time, you need to get out there and do your thing because people, it counts. Every vote counts. Danny Goki said, most people don't know this, but you can quietly be a Republican or Democrat. Now, if you tweet something like this, you're going to get some contrasting opinions. Someone said, that's pointless. And I think they mean you only have presidential elections every 4 years, so be an American and say your opinion. Someone else said, I completely respect your standing up for your beliefs. Good for you. Leah Michelle said, it's election day. Be sure to go out and vote and make your voice heard. I think the lines are long today, and we appreciate that pep talk. We have one more here from Perez Hilton. He said, before a winner is declared, I just need to say ... hashtag Hillary 2016. Perez, you're one funny one. That's all we have for now for the celebrity updates, but until we move on to some Marquette students, Max and Kevin, let's hear some more.
Thanks, Lisa. Well, I am so glad we got Perez Hilton in there.
I don't know about that. Well, thank you. Hopefully, Perez had something really good to say other than that. But in the meantime, remember Twitter, #NUElection. We also are on NUElection.org. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. This is our MU Election special here on MU.